Hey, what's going on, everyone? Got something very interesting for you guys today. Make sure you smash the likes and subscribe down below. Let's get right into it. This is a tweet that came out from Ripple around 14 hours ago and kind of flying under the radar here, not really going super viral over on XRP Twitter or anything, but they tweeted out internal treasury teams are leaving legacy payment rails behind and adopting crypto solutions to maximize treasury operations and global capital flows. From everything to payroll, vendor and supplier payments, and more. So now I went ahead and liked this tweet on Twitter just because I assumed I could probably use this in the next video or in the next few videos as a little piece of information. But something really clicked with me here because who remembers this gentleman on October 10th, 2022 from the Staple Crew? He posted this video, XRP behind the scenes. And in this video, he ends up talking about how he has a friend who he had a phone call with who worked for some company that they did not name, but all he knew is that he was meeting with some company called Ripple. Now, and this guy's friend here works with a company that deals with treasuries, deals with treasury payment flows, and they had a discussion, they had a meeting with Ripple, and if you watch this whole video, you can tell, or he ends up saying that his friend had no idea what Ripple or XRP was, didn't really know anything about it, but all he knew is he was meeting with a company called Ripple, and the company that he worked for, this guy's friend, was a market maker company that typically dealt with treasury, and then they met with Ripple, and this information comes out about 2 months ago. So seeing this tweet from Ripple today really kind of clicked something in my head here about internal treasury teams who quite literally he confirms in this video that they were meeting with a market-making company that typically dealt with treasuries, are leaving legacy payment rails behind and adopting crypto solutions to maximize treasury operations and global capital flows. Quite interesting, that little connection there, isn't it? And I like how Ripple says here at the very, stern statement that that internal treasury teams, such as maybe this guy's company, I'm not sure, maybe this guy's company is helping them deal with this and not, helping that company, directly, right? But they say it very, very bold here that they are, not they might be leaving, or they could see benefits to leaving, but no, they are leaving the legacy payment rails behind and adopting crypto solutions, aka XRP. So I want to read through with you guys here this article that Ripple posted, on-demand liquidity for corporate enterprises, treasury management. And I remember I made a video when this one first came out from this gentleman here about how this was quite big, because this is I know this is just some hearsay of he said, she said, but this guy doesn't seem like some sort of, lying con artist. He seems very honest. He's on, what looks like to be his own land that he owns, and he's just having a genuine conversation with a friend. And 2 months later, Ripple starts tweeting about these treasury teams leaving legacy payment rails and adopting crypto. Let's go ahead and read through this, guys. I have not read through this yet. I want to read through this with you guys and get kind of a live reaction here. So no one understands the implications of globalization better than corporate treasury management teams that manage internal capital flows across borders. Corporate treasury operations help ensure funds flow smoothly and on time throughout an organization, in sync with business needs and economic environments. Like a fleet manager at an airline responsible for aircraft optimization and uptime. It guarantees money is in the right place at the right time to fund obligations and maximize opportunities. Cross-border treasury management challenges. For multinationals that operate across borders, treasury management takes on exponential importance and complexity. Consider the challenges faced by a hypothetical mid-sized pharmaceutical company with research and development labs in the United States, production facilities in Mexico, and sales, marketing, distribution operations across multiple continents. It's the idea of Ripple's, bringing all the borders essentially together and make all these countries borderless when it comes to the transfer of money. Or an Italian luxury goods retailer that sells its product throughout Europe, US, and Japan. The responsibility of running an efficient global business is treasury management. Small to medium enterprises must pay employees overseas, collect revenue from international markets, and pay vendors that want to be billed locally rather than by a foreign corporation. Excuse me. All in different currencies, time zones, and individual banking structures. These tasks necessitate an incredibly complex web of money movement that must be timed to minimize taxes and fees, avoiding shortfalls, and optimize revenue. It's a big thing Ripple's going after here, which is just the Forex market, the incredibly complex web of money movement. That's the whole entire idea of the Ripple company, the $1 billion in cash they have, no debt, and a $10 billion escrow. That's what they're going after, the complex web of money movement that is still happening coming into the year 2023. We are in the year 2023, a great age of digital advancement, but money staying behind. Treasury forecasting challenges for multinationals are heightened by the slow and expensive legacy payment rails companies have traditionally used to manage and move their capital across borders. Oftentimes, it takes 3 to 5 business days for funds to fully settle, which requires moving money well before payment is actually needed. Legacy systems also require companies to pre-fund accounts in local currencies on each side of transaction. This forces Treasury departments to tie up increasingly scarce working capital, especially with big global events happening and businesses not being as profitable as they used to be. I know some were very profitable during the whole global event that recently happened, but it's very true here. They're tying up increasingly scarce working capital. Access to liquidity, access to liquid cash, it's a strong position, right? Straining forecasting efforts and preventing alternative uses for these funds. In addition, it's become increasingly challenging for companies to send funds to and from certain countries and regions like Brazil, Mexico, India, and Southeast Asia. I'm not saying all these countries' currencies are low liquidity, but some of them can be very low liquidity when paired up with some of the most traded currencies on the Forex market, such as the US dollar, euro, pound, and the yen. Even major banks are finding it difficult to maintain funding in certain payment corridors without readily available, highly liquid connections to these areas. Treasury departments can be caught flat-footed when paying employees and vendors or collecting revenue from these markets. Speed, savings, liquidity, and ODL. I'm going to go ahead and skip these 2 paragraphs because as the crazy XRP holders that we are for nearly half a decade, we understand XRP, ODL, and the benefits. We do not need to read through that. This one, however, I would like to read through. Boost Treasury operations with line of credit. Beyond these core transaction advantages, companies using ODL also benefit from access to Ripple's line of credit to cover their own capital needs, extend lines of credit to partners, and offer flexible repayment terms. Just like having access to liquid cash is a strong position, also having readily available liquid credit to have access to is just as important, right? Liquidity is business critical as many small to medium enterprises face capital constraints due to the time gap between when they must pay suppliers or employees and when they collect revenue. Sourcing credit through a traditional bank is a slow, expensive process that can take months, requires onerous covenants or guarantees, and often necessitates using high-priced bank services for cross-border payments. Honestly, guys, what it's starting to sound like to me, now hear me out here. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. But let's focus on the realities here, okay? Ripple, $1 billion cash. $10 billion or so in the Ripple escrow that may or may not be pre-allocated to some gigantic central banks. So let me repeat that. Okay, Ripple has no debt, $1 billion liquid cash, $10 billion or so, depending on the current price of XRP, in their escrow. Then they have the Ripple Liquidity Hub, which is meant to be a exchange, essentially, for their partners to access any crypto liquidity. And then now they're offering lines of credit. It's sounding like to me, although at the same time, Ripple is helping and assisting banks and financial institutions, at the very same time, to me it sounds like Ripple is becoming their own bank. Again, $1 billion cash, no debt, $10 billion in the escrow war chest, lines of credit, having their own exchange. It sounds like to me, Ripple starting to become their own bank. Or maybe not their own bank, but their own, I don't want to say centralized, but a single central service you can use to access anything for any kind of need to do with the movement of money. Ripple's line of credit feature offers relief with quick approvals, an affordable source of capital, and no hidden fees. Critically for multinationals, line of credit works across various markets through one single arrangement. That means no added negotiations or credit management obligations in each individual country. Geez, guys, sorry, I haven't freaking slept yet. Obligations in each individual country. This is especially impactful for SMEs that are looking to expand into new markets and grow their business, but have been unable to do so through traditional credit sources. The future of treasury management for companies seeking simpler, more optimized treasury operations. Ripple's on-demand liquidity that leverages XRP offers superior liquidity, faster, more affordable settlement. Settlement. Anyways, with reduced pre-funding and access to value-added services like line of credit. The resulting speed, savings, and flexibility prime treasury teams to maximize the power of their capital while still meeting all their core business requirements, all while making it easier for the business to expand into new markets. Wow, such great innovation in the financial world that is much needed, yet the SEC wants to suppress it. Thank you guys very much for tuning in the video today. Do smash like, subscribe down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.